allow me to be a little bit more philosophical in these video reflections than I would dare to be in a homily at church. I was thinking in Jesus' teaching today that there's a good bit of philosophy of the human person there. And the philosophers over the centuries have tried to define this particular place of humanity where there's both spirituality and matter, where we're animals, absolutely, and yet there's something more, and we have an eternal spiritual side, and yet it seems so weighed down by the matter of which we're made. And so Aristotle and later Thomas Aquinas would say that the human person is a rational animal, right? An animal, but unlike the other animals, capable of rational thought. Or some would say that we're an incarnate spirit, a spirit who's not angelic, but enfleshed. Blaise Pascal said something in trying to define the human person that I've always found very, very helpful, that the human person is the animal who makes himself. I wish I could find this quote back. I studied my philosophy in Italian, and in Italian, which Blaise Pascal didn't write in, it's l'uomo è l'animale che si fa, that who is self-creative. And by that, I think we can kind of dig into what Jesus is saying of where sin and degradation really lie in us. It's not in the external things, it's in the internal, in what we choose. And so murder accomplishes two things, right? Somebody dies, and that is sad, but actually God has found a solution to death. Even more drastic than death is that somebody becomes a murderer. And there's a difference between being a murderer and not being a murderer. If I steal something, yes, somebody will lose their lunch or their phone or their truck, and that's problematic, right, in some small way. But what's deeply problematic is that I become a thief. And my choices to steal make me more and more a thief. And so it's good to think of our actions and our choices not just in their outcomes on the world, but in their outcomes on me. When I choose my words, they not only affect and infect the people around me, they also shape and form me. I become the person who says these things. Redemption allows for the possibility that these things we've done lose their power, and we can truly be the children of God that Jesus made us through our baptisms, as he calls us his brothers and sisters. And yet, so often we make choices that negatively impact who we are. And that's true in very practical ways, right? I will be the weight of the calories that I eat, right? And if I eat more calories than I burn, I will weigh more and more. And that's a choice that I make, right? I will be as financially secure as I spend less than I have. If I spend more than I have, I don't just have debt or something external, I lose financial security. But much more critically, the words that I speak, the choices that I make, the actions that I take that affect other people also affect me and shape me. And Jesus invites us to be transformed, not just in our external actions, but especially in our heart, to be transformed internally by the choices that come out of us. Because if we're not careful, we will be changed and deformed internally by the choices that we make.